Hello, guys, and welcome to Watson League and Match Day 9. Finally, after this international break, not even really good for France. We are back to analyze the French League and with Alain Valnegre. How are you, Alain?
Hello, very well. Impatient to the Ligue 1 is back, and Friday we have a hot game for the first game to the Ligue 1 on this journey.
Indeed, we have Angers Olympique Marseille. So, guys, analyze with us this League and leave your comments. And, of course, press the like and subscribe if you like our videos. Alain, you were saying that we have a hot game, this Angers Marseille on Friday. And talking about hot games, I was reading a stat in this first 8 match days in France, 34 red cards. So this is a good bet that we can add to our betting portfolio, actually, because we are seeing a lot of red cards in this league. And I'm talking about this game. Alain, Olympique Marseille second in the last game. They drew against Rennes. They are playing an important game in the Champions League against Sporting Lisbon because they are very close to getting out of the competition already. And Angers, they are coming from beating Nice in the last match day.
Yes, it was a special game because they meet another team increases like Nice. I think Angers is true won the last 2 games because they're winning before the game in Nice against Montpellier at home, an important game because the beginning of the season was really negative. But right now, the game is the hardest game that can found. That will meet a team in a very good form in Ligue 1, a team without losing any game, feel comfortable when they play away, and I think Marseille can be win in Angers. The odds are 1.89 for Marseille winning.
Yes, they are good. Actually, 2 victories and 1 draw when Olympique Marseille are playing away. And on Saturday, we have 2 very good games. Strasbourg-Rennes is the first one with Strasbourg in relegation spots. Actually, 5 points, no victories at home, where they are usually very strong, 1 defeat and 3 draws. And they are playing against a side, Alain, that they are starting to get very good results, apart from that draw that I just mentioned against Olympique Marseille. The problems with Rennes is that they haven't won again away yet.
Yes, Strasbourg have a lot of problem and is a team in this moment or before the FIFA schedule were really unlucky because the game in Montpellier is a good illustration about the moment of Strasbourg in the first 8 journey in Ligue 1. We saw a team with the capacity to have a reaction, first to draw the game, after to push, to win the game, and in the last minute, a foul in his area, penalty, and Montpellier we won that game. The content is best between the results. Now, until when? Because it's a few weeks we say that. Rennes, in this moment, I think that they'll improve, that have some difficulties to the beginning of the season, but now Rennes found his rhythm, found his identity, and the new player starts to give good goals, good assistance, and in the defensive phase we saw the solidity. Teate slowly is now the leader of the defense. Rennes give me really good feeling in this moment. I think they can win in Strasbourg. We will not take a lot of risk. 2x no bet, odds 1.70.
Okay, Asian Handicap 0 or draw no bet for Rennes. So if there is a draw, you get your money back. And on Saturday also we have PSG Nice, of course, a very important game for Galtier, or a special game for Galtier against his former team. Perhaps it's time for some rotations for PSG after the international break, and they are playing against Benfica in the Champions League for Nice, they cannot afford to lose more points, or yes, I guess, because this is the Parc des Princes. Favre is still in charge, but there are rumors about Pochettino arriving.
Yes, it's normal. It's normal. Nice spend 70 millions in the market for a French club of Ligue 1. Is a lot of money, and we don't show an identity. It's strange because normally Favre is fast to give identity to his team, but in this moment the feeling are really bad, and it can be the last game about Lucien Favre in the bench. Last season, Nice was the black cat about the PSG because they won in Coupe de France. They don't lose in the Parc des Princes in Ligue 1. They don't lose at home against Paris Saint-Germain. This season, for that game, I don't see that. I don't see because Paris Saint-Germain this season have his biggest player with a grade of motivation really high to be ready for the World Cup, and we see especially Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi in a very good level. Is another story between the last season that can be decide a game in every phase of the game. Now, in the last game, or from the beginning of the season, in the game of Nice, we don't saw a lot of goals. And for that game, I choose a odds really interesting, the under 3.5, odds 2.05.
Okay, and under here, the last game of PSG was 0-1 against Lyon, with Messi scoring the winner. Only drop points PSG this season against Monaco. Strange that Nice didn't sack Favre before the international break, actually, but who knows if this is the last game for Lucien Favre. And on Sunday, we are going to start with a very good game as well, Lorient-Lille, because Lorient is one of the surprises, or the biggest surprises so far in this league. And they are third in the standings, 4 consecutive victories, and they are facing Lille that little by little they are climbing up the ladder and getting the results closer to the European spots after beating Toulouse at home 2-1. Is also very important, Alain, that Jonathan David starts to score goals, 5 goals for them only. For him, I mean.
Yes, from the beginning of the season, Lorient and Lille are 2 really interesting surprises. First, Lorient, you said that is the biggest surprise about the Ligue 1 in terms of model of play, in terms of results, in terms of classification. Lille is one of the good surprise for the model of play, because Lille was a team really defensive during a few years. They won a Ligue 1 with that model of play. Now with Fonseca, it changed a lot of things. And from the beginning of the season, we saw Lille games really funny, and every game we saw a lot of occasion, a lot of creativity in offensive phase. Lorient, known to play and change his register during a game. I saw goals for that games, over 2.75, odds 2.12.
I was checking the stats, Alain, for the Ligue 1, and actually all games for Lille ended up with both teams to score, and 6 out of 8 games for Lorient ended on both teams to score. So it can be also another option. The odds are not great, 1.7, but I leave you with that. Even historically, in the last 3 games between these 2 teams, we saw both teams to score. So could be another option for this game.
It can be, but that one, these odds are highest.
Exactly, this one are higher. Next game for the relegation, we have Ajaccio. Clermont. Ajaccio is still bottom of the table with 4 points, but they got the first victory of the season in Brest. Clermont in the middle of the table lost to Troyes, only one victory for Clermont, Alain, in the last 5 games.
Yes, yeah, and the last games maybe start to ask about the true level about Clermont. Now Ajaccio is a team in the game with the poorest average of goals, because they lose a lot of game 1-0. They won in Brest 1-0. The last season in Ligue 2, they received only 19 goals during the season in 38 match. Is a very good sign about its solidity in defense. Now Clermont known to play against that type of team. Now maybe the last season it can be found a lot of problem because the team was really offensive. I checked the results when Clermont was in Ligue 2, and in both game finished 1-0, but both game the away team won. I choose Clermont winning 2x no bet. Odds are really interesting, 2.50.
Indeed, because Ajaccio is really favorite for this game, only 2.3,
Yes.
whereas Clermont is 3.6. So good odds for the away team. Next game, also for the relegation, Auxerre, Brest, 2 teams in trouble. Auxerre about to fall into relegation, lost to Lorient, whereas for Brest, as we just said, they lost to Ajaccio. Both teams are the ones conceding most goals, Alain, in Ligue 1.
Yes, the question is who is worst. Now I think Brest is worst because Auxerre is back in Ligue 1 after a few years in Ligue 2. Maybe the last game against Lorient was really bad, especially the first half. But I have best feeling with Auxerre. Is a special game for Guéguette Charbonnier, the striker of Auxerre, who was playing in Brest. For the trainer too about Auxerre was an ex-trainer of Brest who he won the Ligue 2. Brest, something is not running because we saw the Zakarian really upset after another losing. He start to be more quiet. He search the formula, and I think he doesn't found the formula. He has a lot of problem because Belaïli will believe because he wanna be back to Qatar. I choose the security for that game. I don't saw Auxerre losing at home, and I choose the double opportunity, 1x odds 1.56.
And next game is Toulouse, Montpellier, 2 teams in the middle of the table. Montpellier, Alain, they beat Strasbourg, and we know that they are a really high scoring team, actually the second highest scoring team in this Ligue 1, whereas for Toulouse, they lost to Lille, only 1 victory in the last 6 games.
Yes, it's a special game because the city are near, are close. Now, Toulouse, after a very good beginning of the season, they lose this brilliant average, but it is normal. When do you go to a promotion? Normally, you have that type of phase. It's an emotional team to lose. Montpellier means goals this season. Goal score, goal concede. TFC has a lot of powder in the last 13 meter. They're seeing Birmancevic from Malmö, and he will be give goal and assist to Toulouse, and probably Sunday we will be watch him for the first time in the stadium. Yes, for me it's a game with goal. Over 2.75, odds 1.97 is high because considering the model of play of both teams.
Next game is Troyes Reims, with Reims in trouble. They lost 0-3 to Monaco in relegation spots, back-to-back defeats. Whereas for Troyes, they are in the middle of the table after beating Clermont. I was reading stats. Alain, Reims already got 5 red cards this season. This
Yes.
is a lot.
Is a problem. It's a big problem because a lot of game Reims was in the game, and after the red card, they lose the control of the game. And for a team of Oscar Garcia, it's really important to have the ball to control the game with the midfielder. Now, Troyes, when I prepare that journey, is the hardest game to predict. Troyes is strange, Troyes, from the beginning of the season, because at the beginning of the season we wait something and they don't start well. When I think there will be Souffle that have a brilliant reaction, they'll won in Monaco. For that game, I prefer choose both teams to score. And the odds 1.71 because it's difficult to predict the issue about the game.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's easier in the next one. We have Monaco Nantes. Monaco is really favorite. Odds are 1.6 because they won the last 3 games in Ligue 1. Finally, the season is starting for them after a very tough start. And Nantes, on the other hand, Alain, they are winless in the last 4, only 2 points in the 4 games they've played away this season.
Yes, and in Europa League 2, they're suffering Karabakh a defeat 3-0. Monaco start to improve in the last weeks. We saw very good results from a really strong defensive phase. They conceded no goals in the last games, and they made a difference with that. After against Ferencváros, they lose that game, and maybe is on the only negative point about the last three weeks in Monaco. Monaco is really strong in the second half, and Nantes has a lot of problem in the second half, especially in the concentration when they defend. And I will be try a new odds over 1.5 goals in the second half. Both teams can score. Odds 1.88.
And the last game is Lens-Lyon, and here I really like the odds for Lens to win 2.75. All 4 games played for Lens at home in the Stade Bollaert Delays were victories, and Alain, Lyon, repeating the mistakes from last season, only 1 point in the 3 away games they've played so far this season.
Yes, they have a problem from the last season. From the last season, and Peter doesn't correct that after the game against Paris Saint-Germain, they lose at home when normally they're really, really strong. They must to have a reaction. In the last weeks before the FIFA schedule, we saw Lens losing a little that energy, that special energy they had at the beginning of the season. And now I'm really curious if Franck Hez will be found the solution to be back at that level. We know Lyon away suffer a lot. Bollaert is one of the hardest stadium to play away. I choose the security. I don't saw Lens losing that game. Double opportunity, 1x odds 1.60.
I love these odds actually, Lens double chance for the last game. I love this one, kind of my safe bet for this match day. Which is your safe bet, Alain, for this match day?
Lorient Lille over 1.5 goals.
All right, the odds are 1.3, more or less around that for that market. And tell me your ACA for this match day, Alain.
Angers, Olympique Marseille, tout. Strasbourg, Rennes, tout X no bet. Ajaccio, Clermont Foot, tout X no bet. Toulouse, Montpellier, over 2.75 for a total 16.28.
You got risky, eh? This match day, really.
I was impassioned to the Ligue 1 is back, and we will be generous.
Exactly. Well, we have two Asian Handicap Zero draw no bet for Han and Clermont to win. So if there is a draw, you get your money back, or in this case, you don't lose the ACA, and the ACA is still alive if there are draws in those games. Alain, thanks again for being with us in the return of the Ligue 1. Thanks everyone for watching, and of course, don't forget to comment the video, tell us your tips, and press the like and subscribe. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.